Our project is about ceramics, especially walls and floor tiles. We would like to start off by a special thanks to Mahgoub Group, especially Mr. Islam Hashim, the sales representative, who provided us with sufficient information that greatly helped with the progress of this project. Here is the table of contents, including all the topics that we'll be covering throughout the presentation. To start off, we're going to define ceramics. Ceramics is a non-metallic, inorganic material that is formed by the action of heat. Clay is the longest known and most common of the ceramics. The word ceramic is derived from a Greek word keramos, meaning. Ceramics is one of the most ancient industries on the planet. As early as 24,000 BC, animal and human figurines were made from clay and other materials, and then fired in kilns partially dug into the ground. Almost 10,000 years later, tiles were manufactured in Mesopotamia and India. The first use of functional pottery vessels for storing water and food is thought to be around 9,000 or 10,000 BC. Clay bricks were also made around the same time. Archaeologists have unearthed man-made ceramics that date back to at least 25,000 BC. Primitive ceramics were made of basic earthen materials like clay and were burnt in domes. Human inventiveness gradually started with firing these articles at higher temperatures to attain harder ceramic articles. This desire of getting harder substances steered the human races to invent better firing techniques. The human zest and nature's mystery have come a long way from the basic earthenwares to modern world advanced ceramics. As ceramics are the most compatible products with the nature, they are the only materials which are nature friendly and therefore they are free from decays due to the gradual natural impacts like corrosion, erosion, abrasion, thermal shocks, and etc. So how are ceramics made? Ceramics are generally made by taking mixtures of clay, earthen elements, powders, and water and shaping them into desired forms. Once the ceramics have been shaped, it is fired in a high temperature oven known as a kiln. Right now, we'll be talking specially about ceramics in Egypt. The ceramic industry is one of the most important industries in Egypt. There are different types of products produced: whiteware, china, earthenware. Earthenware is defined as glazed or unglazed, non-vitreous, clay-based ceramic ware. Application of earthenware include art, kitchenware, ovenware, tableware, and tiles. Pottery, porcelain, stoneware, which are vitreous or semi-vitreous ceramic ware of fine texture made primarily from non-refractory fire clay or some combination of clays, fluxes, and silica that when fired has properties similar to stoneware made from fire clay. Applications of stoneware include artware, chemical ware, cookware, drain pipe, kitchenware, tableware, tiles, and bricks. And vitreous ware. Structural clay products, building bricks, face bricks, sewer pipe, and drain tile. Refractories, fire bricks, silica, chromite, magnetite chromite bricks, silicon carbide, and zirconia refractories, aluminum silicate and alumina products, and specialty ceramic products. Here we have a list of the imported ceramics in Egypt. We have Chinese ceramics, Spanish ceramics, Egyptian tiles, and UAE ceramics. The Chinese ceramics have good quality, they're the cheapest of the four, less aesthetically appealing than the UAE and Spanish ceramics. The price range is 95 to 190 pounds per meter squared. The Chinese tiles will not fare because the glaze applied on it will fade over time. The Spanish ceramics have excellent quality and they're the most expensive. They're the most aesthetically appealing and the price range is 200 to 530 pounds per meter squared. The Egyptian tiles vary, as in they have excellent, very good quality offered. And there is also a wide range of prices offered. Appeal is noticed from the price ranges concurrent with the quality variance. The UAE ceramics have very good quality, though it is of lower quality than the Spanish but higher than the Chinese. It's less expensive than the Spanish ceramics, and from a view it is aesthetically less appealing than the Spanish. The price range is 130 to 200 LE per meter squared. The UAE ceramics are the best imported tiles for the double load. Now I'll be talking specifically about ceramic tiles. We're going to start off by listing the type of ceramic tiles. We have floor tiles, kitchen tiles, bathroom tiles, wall tiles, and decorative tiles used indoors. Ceramic tiles have very specific features. The floor tiles have to be heated. The ceramic tile has a rough bottom. The ceramic tile contains steel in it. Thickness of the residential tile is 9 mm, while the thickness of the double-load outdoor tile is 20 mm. The differences between the types of ceramics depends on the material used and the degree it was cooked in. Each company makes floor and wall tiles in specific dimensions so that they limit the client to buy the whole pack from the sole company. There are several decorative techniques in ceramic tiles. We have glazed, unglazed, mosaics, and molding. There are figures and pictures showing these in the presentation. Now we'll be talking about the usage of tiles according to space. In luxurious spaces, the use of mosaic ceramic tiles are most common, while in practical spaces, they tend to use decorative tiles and textured tiles. In economic spaces, now we'll specifically be talking about the retailer Gemma. They have a variety of tile sizes offered, and they are listed in the slide. Thickness of the tile depends on the space that will be installed. The cost of the work is from 15 to 25 pounds per meter squared. The price depends on the work done and the amount of the shaping and cutting of tiles and the job took and the quality of the work. Here we have a table of the wall tiles format in centimeters. Followed by a table of the floor tiles formats in centimeters as well. Here we have a table comparing between the different retailers in Egypt in terms of quality, durability, aesthetics, and price. As you can see from the table, Gemma has the best quality, highest durability, excellent aesthetics, but it also has the highest price range, which is 65 to 200 pounds per meter squared. Now we'll be talking about the manufacture process. On the right, we have a table showing tileware and production line and related pollution sources. The ceramics process. Ceramic is extracted from the mountains. The type of the tuffla depends on whether it will be floor tiles or wall tiles. Clear the extraction of unwanted materials. The extraction is then reshaped using the hazes, a square-shaped molder that is very high in temperature, and the molder is set according to the size required. Glaze is used to close the pores of the tuffla. The design is then set by specialized designers and printed on the glazed tiles. Visit the website to know more about the manufacturing process and to see videos of it. Now for the installation process. We'll start off by talking about the installation process of the walls. First, I determine the size of the tile. Then we determine if the tile will have a certain design on it. Then the workers start by plastering the walls yumahar so that the mortar and the tile can be easily attached. The worker starts by mixing the mortar, sand, cement, and water with the kurek. The worker measures the verticality of the wall using mizan khit. He puts it on the corner of the wall and then takes the thickness of the mortar and the tile 2.5 centimeters and then uses them terrain to ensure a leveled surface to spread the mortar. Also, he applies spacers so that the mortar does not get between the tiles. After that, the worker uses them terrain, uses its bottom and keeps hammering with enough force so that the water and air gets out from behind the tile and it will be completely attached. After he is done with the tiles, he uses the mizan al-maya to check the verticality from the corners of the tiles. After he is done, if he finds a projected tile, he will use the bottom of the tile leverer to put it in place. After he is done, he uses a piece of wood to remove the extra mortar lying between the tiles and he cleans it off and then applies white cement to fill in the spaces. As a finish, the worker cleans the tiles using a sponge. If the tiles are bigger in size, it follows the exact. Now for the installation process of flooring. Using the mizan al-khartoum, the worker measures the horizontality of the floor to know how high he has to build in order to reach the required thickness. The worker takes a sharb, which is the floor level using the sewage or the landing of the floor to know the height of the floor after installing the tiles, and based on that he will know if his ground is leveled or not. After he measures the horizontality of the ground, he puts a layer of sand. Then he applies the tiles using the mustarin. He applies the mortar on the ground, then above it on the tile. Then he hammers with the bottom of the mustarin to make sure that no air or water is trapped behind them. When installing tiles on the floor, the worker can use the mustarin, shakush gild, or his hands to apply pressure on the floor tiles to relieve the air and water trapped. Then the worker removes the extra mortar and applies the white cement to attach the tiles together. If the worker is working on a certain shape on the ground, then depending on the shape, for example, if the shape is in the middle, then he will start from the middle and finish the center piece, then he will start from the corners until reach the center. The mortar used for the wall tiles contains more cement than that of the floor tiles. The term muna mimallaha used to express that the mortar contains less cement than the usual. The mortar used for the floor tiles contains less water than that of the wall tiles. The term muna mifalfila is used to express that the mortar mix used contains less water than the usual. The reason behind that is for the mortar to act as a reinforced concrete so that the tile can withstand more live load. This technique is used when installing tiles in areas that cause high live loads, like the garage or the gardens and outdoor spaces. When installing tiles in the roof or area that is exposed to the sun majority of the time, spaces of 2 to 3 centimeters should be left between the tiles for expansion of the tile, when exposed to the heat of the daylight. Also, when installing on the roofs, put insulation to resist the heat and expansion and contraction of the tiles. When the worker applies the decor tiles, he wraps it up in a plastic after he installs it to protect it from the mortar, and when he applies pressure on it to relieve the air and water from behind the tiles. In cases where there is an extra mortar layer, they have to be removed. There are 2 ways to remove the extra mortar lying between the tiles to apply the white cement. The process is called tasqiyatul balat. So there are 2 different methods. Method 1 is the labani method. After the worker is done with removing the excess mortar, he spills a bucket filled with white cement, but the mixture looks like spilled milk, which explains the name. But it is heavy, and then after that he goes to the tiles using a broom. He goes over the tiles using a broom-like object to sweep over the tiles. When he does that, the cement goes in the cavity. Factors affecting ceramics installations. The types of ceramics depend on the company and the space it's going to be installed in. Moving on to quality control. Determining the quality of ceramic tiles. Tile grading. Numerical numbering system based on their thickness and quality. Grades 1, standard, highest quality and the thickest tile, 3/4 inch thick. Can be used anywhere. Grade 2 is secondary, used on walls or floors, has some imperfections. And grade 3, sole grade, thinnest 1/4 inch thick, and are appropriate for use only on walls. Wear rating and scratch resistance. Ability to resist abrasions caused by everyday wear and tear. Pi numerals, used only for glazed tiles. Floor tiles rated 3 or 4 is for high traffic commercial floors. Mohs scratch test, used for glazed and unglazed tiles. Rating 5 recommended for residential use and 7 for commercial. Water absorption and frost. How much water the tile absorbs in relation to its weight. Tile is exposed to dyed standing water for 16 hours and then checked for penetration. Non-vitreous. Absorbs more than 7% of their weight. Vitreous or impervious. Doesn't absorb enough water to freeze and crack the tile. Determining the quality of ceramic tiles in terms of coefficient of friction. Force required for an object to move across the surface of the tile divided by the tile's weight.